college, what choices did you make that you are grateful for now looking back? Not having a boyfriend? Hi guys, it's Katie and it's been a while. In the while that I've been away, your girl graduated from Cornell. I know, I've got a lot of questions to answer, so let's just get started. In college, what choices did you make that you are grateful for now looking back? Not having a boyfriend? I don't know if that's a hot take. Maybe. I think it actually is a hot take because a lot of people in college go in and they're like, I want to experience everything, and romantic relationships seems to be something that's on top of people's list, but for me, I'm really grateful that I didn't because I got to experience the richness of other kinds of love. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the 4 types of love, but there are 4 types of love. The first is Eros, which is the romantic kind. There's Storge, which is family. There's Philia, which is friendship, like brotherhood, and there's Agape, or God. So for me, I feel like in college, I got to really focus on the latter 3, and honestly, like, I have no regrets. In fact, I'm very grateful. Those 3 latter kinds of love really helped me unpack, I think, healing that I needed to do from like past relationship hurts that would have carried on to a romantic relationship had I not done that. Favorite class I took? Oh my gosh. This was the iconic Cornell class, but it was the wines class. Yeah, you heard it right. Wines. Every class we tried wines. We tried like 5 to 7 wines every single class from different regions around the world. It was so bougie, but it was also crazy fun because Cornell is known for this class. I've been wanting to take it since I was a little first year, and it's a senior tradition where a lot of seniors just like take this class. Every Wednesday after class, you would just see a swarm of like 600, 700 students coming out like pretty tipsy, pretty red, like flocking to college town. It was definitely a highlight. Can you share the meaning of the chorus, he's so proud of you? Thank you so much. I love you all so much. Yes, I can. Let me actually pop up this photo, which was from my commencement ceremony. This photo is clearer than the one I posted on my Instagram, which by the way is at Aloha KDX if you want to join future Q&As. And I also want to just explain what these chords are really quickly before I go into it actually. These chords are just recognition of activities, honors, achievements that you've had over the past 4 years. Each chord will usually symbolize one. They're not all academic or given from Cornell. Some of them are given from clubs, societies, activities that you engaged in your time at Cornell. So going from left to right, the gray one that you see tucked in, this was given by the College of Engineering's project team department because in my time at Cornell, I joined a project team. Second, which is the yellow and orange one, is the Bowers College of Computing and Information Science chord. And that is my college where information science falls under, so they gave all students within the college that. The orange and blue one was given for my Christian Fellowship InterVarsity. The yellow and white one was Cornell Creatives, which is the organization that my friends and I started at Cornell. It was also very exciting to be able to wear that because we founded it, we were the first class to wear this chord, and now future generations of people in Cornell Creatives can wear it in their graduation, so I don't know, that made me very happy. But the red, white, and black one is from my project team, Cornell Design and Tech Initiative, or Cornell DTI. It's because of DTI that I also got the gray chord, so both of them kind of came together. The blue and green one was from Annabelle's Grocery, which is a student-run nonprofit that I worked at, and the last one is the teal blue one, which is from Women in Computing at Cornell. What is one lesson you learned from each year of college? Congrats, by the way. Thank you. This is such a good question. First year, I learned that I was worth more than my academics. I think this is something a lot of first years at top prestigious schools will feel, because what it takes to get into one of these universities is usually a lot of academic rigor, a lot of working super hard to get here. So it was hard to adjust at first because you're suddenly average, or in my case, like below average. I always knew I wanted to make that change. I always knew that I never wanted my worth to be in academics. In college, I at least got to learn who I was culturally as a Filipino, as a woman, as a daughter, as a sister, as a friend, just so many identities. Sophomore year, I did not have healthy boundaries. I would either have too much of something, so I would either have too much of work, too much of food, or I would be too guarded. This is more in regards to emotional boundaries and opening up to people and feeling like I always had to put up a certain like very positive, very YouTube Katie Tracy like energy wherever I went, when inside I could be like feeling awful. Junior year, I learned faith is my cornerstone. Not only learned because that was like head knowledge where I'd known for a while that faith and the reason I exist on earth was the most important thing in my life, but to actually put into practice was so much harder. But junior year was the year that I feel like I really got to lay my life's foundation on this rock, like on God. I'm just gonna share this quote from C.S. Lewis that I adore and I think sums up pretty well how I felt this year. I believe in Christianity as I believe that the sun has risen. Not only because I see it, but because by it, I see everything else. Alright, and the last lesson I learned senior year is I'm allowed to enjoy life and go with the flow in the moment. I know some of you are really good at being spontaneous, but I was really not. I used to schedule every single like second of my life trying to over-optimize everything. My own schedule that I made was choking me and I felt like I couldn't breathe. Now, if I have to go somewhere, I'm like, go very slowly, I'll like stop and smell the roses, I'll be able to talk to people without feeling like I'm rushed. If anything, like they're the ones rushing now. It's funny because it's like we're both usually rushing, but I'm usually rushing faster so I don't get to see them rushing. But now that I've slowed down, I realize like, oh, everyone is on this schedule too. Kind of in line with like enjoying life and appreciation. I learned that I can appreciate my friends anytime. Like, it doesn't only have to be on an occasion, like on their birthday. If I am grateful for a friend, I will literally just like buy them a gift. Okay, next question. Also, another one on lessons. What was the toughest lesson you had to learn? Beautiful things in your life come and they also go because they're only meant to last for a time in your life. This was so hard to stomach because college really was the best 4 years of my life, and let me also say that they were some of the worst 4 years of my life. Like, some of my lowest points were also in college. They were such just perfect moments I had never experienced in my life before, and I really wanted to hold on to it. You know, I did not want to believe that after 4 years this would all just end, that I might be halfway across the world in another country, and I really wanted to hold on. I either really wanted to hold on or I refused to let myself be fully engaged or present because I feared that the more invested I got into this life, the more painful it would be when I eventually had to step away from it. Neither were good, and I think that's why it was a lesson, is because I think I finally got to the in-between of how to accept the ephemerality of life, but to also live and love and experience fully whatever it is that season of life has to offer. If that means in the end crying a lot and being sad and nostalgic because they were such beautiful times, I think it means you really, really lived in that time. What's it like to study in Cornell as a Filipino? It is wonderful. It is wonderful to be able to tell my friends about my home country, to be able to withstand humid and hot days in the summer when everyone's complaining and I'm like, oh mama, like this is my weather. It's wonderful to be able to bring back dried mangoes, mango chocolates, or Filipinos, as you know, like pasalubong for my friends, and a lot of them I'm telling to come visit me, and I really, really am excited for the first person who'll get to visit me in the Philippines because nobody in college has seen my life here. Why did Cornell reject me? I know how you feel because I was rejected from a ton of colleges. It is really tough for college admissions, and I hope you don't take it personally. Honestly, looking at how college admissions rates have declined so much over the past 2 years on the pandemic was like, it's so competitive now. Among the Ivy League schools, like we used to have the highest, which was 10%, but now it's like 8%. I really believe that whatever college you end up in, you will thrive, and your story is still being written. College, again, is just one part of your life. You have so many more chapters waiting. Tips for incoming Ivy League international students. Congrats, by the way. Remember your roots. How I see this journey you're about to go on is, think of your world, the world that you've known your whole life, and think of it as a planet. Then think of the world you're about to go to, and think of those planets just like colliding. colliding head on. In that process, it's going to be overwhelming. It's a very big impact. And there are going to be parts of yourself that fall away, that chip away in the process. These are maybe things that you used to believe, or values you had, assumptions you used to have about the world that no longer hold true because of this experience. There are also new things though that synergize and that combine. Maybe things that you believed or have always hoped for are only strengthened by this experience. There are also shards and debris. These are parts that might hurt. This can come from the inability of some people in your life to reconcile the fact that you are now a product of two worlds. You are different. I'll give you a specific example. Something I've dealt with is coming back home to the Philippines, being told like, oh, you're not the same, like think differently now, like you've lost your values. And it's really sad because on the other end, like when I'm in the States, I can feel like I don't share some of the same values, and the home I used to think I could come back to is also now a bit different. This is honestly something I'm still trying to figure out, but I would just say like this is not something to be afraid of though. Like everyone changes in life. We just say that like everyone changes and there's a reason that you were drawn to study abroad in the first place. So I think honor that. I think you have an amazing journey ahead of you, and all I can really say is to keep an open mind and to reflect deeply as you go, because you're gonna face a lot of different people, all walks of life, from all kinds of identities, different socioeconomic status, different culture, different upbringing, different values. They're going to challenge you with your own identity, and it's up to you however you want to be morphed by that process. I just recommend that you think about the process as it happens, because if you don't, you're gonna walk out of those 4 years of college and you're not gonna know who you are. But if you have self-awareness as you go through those 4 years, I think you will become so much closer to who you were meant to be and so much more confident in who you are, and you will come out of those 4 years looking at yourself with just the utmost admiration and gratitude. What is life looking like right now? Well, if you couldn't tell by how much I'm sweating and how much my skin is glowing, I'm back in the Philippines. I'm back home. I'm just chilling with my family, really enjoying this time, and just I have a lot of gratitude for my family because of these 4 years that I had, and ultimately because they gave me an opportunity that they couldn't have. This also leads into the next question. What are your plans for the future? So, drum roll. I am actually going back to the States because as part of my student visa, in addition to the 4 years they get of college, they actually get another year. It's called OPT, or optional practical training, where you get to work for a year in the States and apply what you learned in your degree into a job. So I will be doing that and returning to the States for another year. International students, let me know if you want me to talk more about visas, by the way. I know that can be a tricky subject, and I have also learned a lot about it these past few years. Last question, how often do you think you will post videos now that you've graduated? Once a week at least. I am currently trying to go back to a consistent upload schedule, so I'm thinking like Saturday, 9 p.m. Philippine time, which is 9 a.m. Eastern time, which is 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 1 p.m. GMT time. I have not been the most consistent, honestly, on YouTube in these past 2 years. They were the most inconsistent I've ever been actually on YouTube. And it's because I had a lot of time to think about what role I really wanted YouTube to be in my life. Like ever since I was 13, and I started this 8 years ago. But when I went to college, I realized that there are actually so many things in this world. And I think after all that time of reflection and space from it, I really know what that is now, or I hope I know what it is. I still want to hear your thoughts, by the way, so if you have any video requests or things you want to see from this channel, then please comment it below and let me know. At the end of the day, I really want to make videos that you guys want to see that can help you. But on my side, that's why I've been a bit away. I really feel like now that I've graduated and I've thought this through for the past 2 years, I know what it takes for me to have a healthy relationship with YouTube and to be able to make videos that I'm proud of, and I believe that you guys will be super excited for as well. So that will wrap up the video. I'm going to be doing more Q&As on college, life as an international student, Cornell, whatever you want to see. So if you want to join me on my next one, make sure you follow me at AlohaKDX on Instagram so you can ask me some questions. Thank you to all of you who sent me questions. I hope this is a start to coming back on YouTube. I've really missed you all. I'm so grateful that you are still here with me on this journey. I hope you subscribe and stick around. Next Saturday, there's going to be another new video. I'll see you then. Bye!